Laptops have been boring for years. Every new model promises innovation, and then it shows up with thinner bezels, a slightly faster chip, and a fresh AI label on the box. That's it. But in early 2026, Lenovo finally did something different. Actually, two different things. A modular laptop that changes with your workflow, and a rollable gaming laptop that expands into a giant ultra-wide screen. One of these feels like the future. The other feels like a really expensive magic trick. And that is what makes this interesting. Not the specs, not the branding. The bigger question: what is laptop innovation supposed to look like now? Because if these are the kinds of machines coming next, then the PC industry might finally be waking up. And if not, then this is just trade show theater with very good lighting. So let's break it down. Because Lenovo showed two very different futures, and only one of them actually makes sense. The stronger idea is the ThinkBook Modular AI PC concept. This is the one Lenovo showed at MWC 2026, and out of the two, this one feels the most real. At the center is a 14-inch laptop, pretty normal. But the idea is everything around it. The keyboard can detach. There's a second display that can mount onto the system, sit beside it, or help create a dual-screen setup. And then there are swappable port modules: USB-C, USB-A, HDMI. Now that might not sound dramatic, but this is exactly why the concept works. It is not trying to wow you with one giant stunt. It is trying to fix everyday annoyances. More screen space when you need it. More ports when you need them. Less clutter when you don't. That is a real idea. Because most laptops force you to choose your compromises up front. This one imagines a machine that adapts later, and that is much more useful. Yes, Lenovo calls it an AI PC, but honestly, the most exciting part here is not the AI label. It's the modular hardware. That is the real story. Adaptability. This is a laptop that at least tries to match different kinds of work, without making you carry a second setup in your bag. That's why this concept lands. It feels practical. It feels believable. It feels like a feature roadmap. The kind of idea that could slowly become normal over time. Now let's talk about the flashy one, the Legion Pro rollable concept. And quick correction here. This one was shown at CES 2026, not MWC. This machine starts as a 16-inch gaming laptop. Press a button, and the OLED display expands outward. It gets wider, then wider again, until it becomes a huge 24-inch ultra-wide style display. And visually, this thing is amazing. No debate. It looks futuristic. It looks ridiculous. It looks like the kind of laptop people crowd around at an event just to watch it move. And that is part of the problem. Because the rollable is built around a reaction. The modular ThinkBook is built around a workflow. That difference matters. A lot. The fantasy of the rollable is obvious. Carry a normal laptop all day, then turn it into a giant gaming display whenever you want. That sounds incredible. But only if the machine feels trustworthy. And right now, this concept still feels like something you would be nervous to depend on. Not because the idea is bad, because the mechanism still feels like the main character. And when the mechanism is the main character, the product is not ready yet. Really good hardware disappears into your routine. You stop thinking about the hinge, the motor, the trick, the movement. You just use it. The rollable does not feel like it is there yet. It feels impressive. It feels ambitious. It feels like a prototype with star power. And that is not the same as a laptop you want to trust every day. Still, Lenovo deserves credit, because after years of boring laptop updates, they are at least asking the right question. What if laptops did not stay frozen in one shape forever? What if they adapted to what you were doing?
That is the right direction.
And both of these concepts prove something important. The future of laptops probably is not just more performance. It is more flexibility, more transformation. More devices that change with context instead of staying fixed all the time. That part feels real. But the two concepts are not equally convincing. The modular ThinkBook feels like practical future tech. The Rollable feels like experimental future tech. One feels like something professionals could actually use one day. The other feels like something people would love to demo. And those are not the same thing. So, are Lenovo's Rollable and modular AI PCs future-proof or gimmicks? Honestly, they land on opposite sides of that line. The modular PC is the stronger vision. It solves real friction. It feels practical. And it points toward a smarter kind of laptop innovation. Not louder, smarter. Not flashy for 5 minutes, useful for 5 years. The Rollable is different. It is not stupid, it is not pointless, and it is definitely not boring. But it still feels like a showcase, a concept designed to impress first and prove itself later. So no, Lenovo did not give us two future-proof laptops. But they did give us something better than another boring refresh. They gave us two competing ideas for what comes next. One future is modular, adaptable, and surprisingly believable. The other rolls out of the chassis like a stunt and dares you not to stare. And honestly, after years of forgettable laptops, maybe that is already a win. Because whether these exact machines ever become mainstream or not, Lenovo reminded the whole PC industry of something important. Laptops are still allowed to be interesting,